No Standing 8 Boxing Podcast. We discuss every organization and weight class with your host, Bronx Bomber, educated with the craft. Punch a topic hard like heavyweights, hitting the bag from the top rank to the upcoming. Washed up to the dark horse, champs, #1 contenders. Quick jab or sharp cross, we your source. Come get it. Tuning in, you can have it. Internationally known, our information is valid. See, we on a higher plane, no two episodes the same. We get better as we train, so on top we remain. Come join the conversation, it's insight you'll gain. And then outside of the ring, we do the damn thing.
All right, fight fans, welcome to another edition of No Standing 8 Boxing Talk. I'm your host, the Bronx Bomber, and this is your official fight preview, Fury versus Usyk. That is another fight week, coming off 2 fire boxing weekends, back to back, and now 3 times over. Another great card. This week's fight is for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. All right, we'll get into all the stuff here in a little bit. Thank you all for being here with me today, and we're going to cover the fight, the card, give you my analysis, my predictions, my thoughts. But yeah, man, so far, man, we're in full boxing season now. We are what we call strap season. 2 weeks ago, we had that fire fight between Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. Last week, we had Lomachenko versus Kambosos, and we're getting geared up now for what is poised to be an outstanding card this week. So what do we have this week? We have Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, 2 of the best heavyweights in the world. Will clash this Saturday in the first undisputed heavyweight title match in 25 years. That's right. You heard it. The last undisputed match happened 25 years ago, and Lennox Lewis was the last undisputed heavyweight champion this world has had. All right. And this weekend, finally, Oleksandr Usyk from the Ukraine with a 21-0, 14 KOs, 37 years old, owns 3 of those major world titles. So he brings in the ring with him the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO titles. Tyson Fury from the United Kingdom with a record of 34-0 and 1 draw and 24 KOs brings with him the WBC version and, more importantly, the lineal heavyweight championship of the world. And for those of you that don't know what the lineal heavyweight championship of the world is, that is the oldest recognized championship, pretty much the man who beat the man. This lineal title could be traced back all the way to America's first heavyweight, or the world's first heavyweight champion, John L. Sullivan. The Marquis of Queensberry rules of boxing. He is the first recognized heavyweight champion, and then it goes on and on. So the guy that beat him and the guy that beat that guy, so forth and so forth. There's only been, if I remember from my research, only 27 of these, and one of these 2 men, Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk, is going to make and write their name into history because that title is on the line. So that's what's at stake for this weekend's fight. It is taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it is billed the Ring of Fire. This is for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. All right. So what can you look forward to this weekend? Well, we have a full fight card lined up for you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total cards. It will take place May 18th in the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Start time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So 2 p.m. Eastern time, this is when this fight's going to take place. Where can you watch it? You can watch it at the DAZN pay-per-view, ESPN Plus pay-per-view. So it is $69.99 is what you're going to pay for this fight, and you're going to get you're going to have 3 championship fights on this card. So the IBF Cruiserweight Championship fight between Jai Opetaia and Myris Brady's is going to take place. That is the co-main event. And then below that, right before the co-main event, you have Joe Cordina versus Anthony Kakasi at IBF Super Featherweight Championship of the World. I'm probably butchering some of these names. It's that's my Achilles heel. When it comes to this, I know I need to do better. Oleksandr Usyk will be attempting to make history because if he does win this Saturday and manage to lift the WBC strap off of Tyson Fury, not only does he win the lineal championship, two-division undisputed champion. He was the undisputed champion at cruiserweight, and now he is attempting to become the undisputed championship champion at heavyweight. If he pulls this off, he is definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. So again, there's a lot on the line. So what's riding here with these two men meet at the ring? What are the keys to victory? What's the analysis? And what could be the potential outcome of this fight? So for these two, when they meet at the ring, anything can happen, right? These are the two best heavyweights in the world, and we hardly get the two best people fighting anymore. And these are legit the two best heavyweight in the world. And Oleksandr Usyk, what you could expect to see is a heavyweight that is probably arguably the heavyweight with the best footwork in boxing. He moves well. Think a little bit of a heavyweight Lomachenko. Not as good as Lomachenko. I'm not trying to say that, but think about it like that. So he moves well. He moves in angles. He's almost always in the position to hit and not be hit. He moves in and out the line of fire faster than any heavyweight out there. So he moves in long enough to hit you, land his combinations, and then move away to where you cannot attack him or counter him effectively. His strengths are, again, like I say, arguably the best footwork in the heavyweight division. And he starts every attack or most of his attack with the jab. He has a pesky little jab. It's not a great jab, but it's constantly in your face, kind of like a gnat or a mosquito. And it does numerous of things. He gauges distance with it. He blinds his opponent with it. It's just a nuisance. It's constantly in your face. Watch how he fought Anthony Joshua. Well, I mean, anytime. It is the foundation of his attack. It's what the basis of it. It's how he sets everything up. And he varies his attacks. He is very well versed in attacking the body and attacking the head. And like I said, once he's in there, he moves around. And at times, he has a little awkwardness to him because sometimes from the outside, he threw these like little loopy kind of hooks that come around the guard of his opponents. So check that out, right? What are Oleksandr Usyk's weaknesses? Well, Oleksandr Usyk does not like to get hit to the body, and it's his Achilles heel. In their second fight, Anthony Joshua hit Usyk with a body shot in the 5th round that made the Ukraine native retreat from the exchange and went to pain. Go back, revisit that fight, go check it out on YouTube. And in the 5th round, Anthony Joshua hits him. It hits him in the body. It's solid. And Usyk moves back. You could tell it hurts him. And for the remainder of the fight, Anthony Joshua continued his attack to the body and it slowed Usyk down significantly. And Usyk was able to eke out a split decision victory and his second win over Anthony Joshua. But it affected him. And then if you watch his last fight against Daniel Dubois, Daniel Dubois hit him with what seemed to me and a few others right on the belt line. It was called a low blow by the referee. He was given some time. This is Usyk. Usyk was hit on the belt line, crumbled over in pain, and it was called a low blow by the referee. Some angles, it looks a lot worse than others, but for me, no matter how many times I see this, it looked like he got hit right on the belt line, not in the groin, and he collapsed. I tell you, folks, he's collapsed. And if it wasn't for the referee calling it a low blow and giving him time to recover, I don't know if he beats that count. I mean, one good thing about Usyk is that he is resilient, and he will find ways to overcome obstacles, like he did against Anthony Joshua when he got hit to the body. He didn't like it. It hurt, and he overcame that, and he was able to win a split decision. And with Dubois, I'm sure, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure he would have been tough enough to stand up and continue. Now, whether he would have had the strength to not be knocked down again or not get caught with another punch to his midsection, that's a whole nother story, and I'm not going to speculate. bottom line, he got up from that. They called it a low blow. He got up from that. He overcame the pain and knocked the boy out to retain his titles. So that doesn't change the fact that he doesn't like to get hit in the stomach. So if Tyson Fury attacks him in the stomach, it could be a bad night for Usyk, okay? And sometimes Usyk makes a bad mistake. He tends to withdraw straight backwards and went after some combos. He doesn't do it often. Usually he moves in ankles, but there have been times where he's moved straight backwards, which is taboo in boxing. That's boxing 101. You don't move straight back after an exchange, all right? Because you are susceptible to get caught with a straight right hand, and Usyk has been caught with a few of those. And his opponent, Tyson Fury, this weekend has an 85-inch reach advantage, okay? So he has a significant reach advantage over Usyk. If Usyk makes that same mistake of retreating straight backwards, he will get tagged with that. Oh, and mind you, Tyson Fury is an enormous man. That's 260, 70-something pounds of right hand coming at you. So it's not going to feel nice. He's going to know that he's in there with a true legit heavyweight Friday night. We'll get to that here a little bit. Okay. So what are Tyson Fury's strengths? Well, number one, I just mentioned he's a big guy. Number two, he's a natural heavyweight. Usyk is not a natural heavyweight. He moved up from cruiserweight. Okay, but that's not to take away from what he's done. I'm just pointing out the differences. Tyson Fury has a significant height, weight, and reach advantage over the smaller Usyk. Tyson Fury can box. He boxes very well. He has a very good jab, hooks, straight right. He can fight on the inside. He varies his attacks to the body, and he moves. He's nimble for a big guy, surprisingly nimble for a big guy. And he has good upper body defense. When Tyson Fury is moving his head and moving his waist as his defense to get away from punches, he is very, very good and sometimes difficult to hit. And what Tyson Fury likes to do too is he likes to put that body weight on top of his opponents and wear them out. Watch the Deontay Wilder fights is exactly what he did to Wilder. He put that body weight on him, and it'll just, man, try to fight that off of you over 12 rounds, drains you. You don't understand what it does to a boxer when the bigger guy just leans on him against the ropes, against the corner, just continues to lean on him. It slows Usyk. It will slow Usyk down, okay? And the keys to victory for Usyk is that he has to move. Well, let me back that up. Tyson Fury's weaknesses it all depends. It's his conditioning, it's his discipline. I don't have no concerns with Tyson Fury in the ring hardly. Okay. For all the reasons I just stated before, guess what? He's also resilient. He took a shot from Deontay Wilder in their first fight in the 12th round that all of other Deontay Wilder's opponents, when gotten hit with that same punch, have not gotten up. They've all been knocked out. And Tyson Fury got up and answered the bell. So Usyk is not going to have anything short of some well-placed punches that could knock Fury out, but I don't think Usyk can knock Tyson Fury out because Tyson Fury survived Deontay Wilder's punch. I'm sure he could take Usyk's punch. Well, let me back that up. Usyk doesn't have that one-punch knockout power. He could definitely put together some combinations and over time hurt Tyson Fury enough to either get the ref to stop the fight or something like that. But just a one-punch knockout, I don't see that happening to Tyson Fury. With that being said, now I'm going to transition over to the keys of victory. What each fighter must do. So, first, Usyk. Usyk's greatest weapon against Tyson Fury is to be constantly moving. Constantly moving. Mobility is his friend and not a good friend of Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is going to weigh no less, I don't think, than 265 pounds. He came in at 247 against Vladimir Klitschko, and that was in 2015. So that's a lot of weight to have to chase somebody around for 12 rounds. And it's going to wear Tyson Fury out. If Usyk could constantly do this, could employ that and be swift and be good on his feet and launch attacks, get in, get out, and avoid Tyson Fury putting his body on him and wearing him out and backing him into the ropes and backing him into a corner, then he will increase his chances of beating Tyson Fury, therefore becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Those are Usyk's keys to victory. He has to be slick. He has to be in and out. He can't move straight backwards because Tyson Fury will tag him with that long right hand. And he's got to put combinations together and move out of there. Sticking and moving over 12 rounds is how Usyk defeats Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, on the flip side, has to use that long jab of his, move with the jab, and corner, find a way to cut the ring off and corner Usyk's movement. Usyk did this very well against Derek Chisora. He moved and he moved and he moved, and you could tell Derek Chisora was not in condition, in fighting condition to sustain that kind of movement over 12 rounds. And he won, and Usyk ended up winning a unanimous decision over Derek Chisora. This is what he needs to do against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, on the flip side of that, has to be able to cut the ring off, use his jab, and not allow, every time Usyk makes that move to get inside, he needs to drop that right hammer. He needs to drop that right hand and make Usyk think twice about jumping in on the inside. He can't let that pesky jab avoid him. He has the longer jab, so Fury has to establish his jab first. He has to establish his jab first. And then back Usyk up into a corner where he did it the same way he did against Wilder, and what he's done in the past, back these guys up to the corner, put that body of his against his opponent, bang away at Usyk's body, because Usyk does not like to get hit there. And if he does this successfully, he will be victorious against Usyk and potentially probably knock Usyk out. All right. So there you have it, folks. Those are the keys to victory. That's the analysis for this weekend. Now my prediction. This one's hard. This was hard because it's hard to make a solid prediction when you got two of the very best. But the best fight the best, it's hard to have a definitive winner. However, while Usyk is a very, very skilled champion, formidable champion, size matters. It just simply does. Size matters. And Tyson Fury is just too big. Not only is he too big, he's skilled. This is not just your big guy that's just going to throw in there and throw bombs. This ain't Bob Sapp or any of these big old heavyweights that just stand in, throw these one shots, two shots. Tyson Fury is a very skilled heavyweight. He can move. He moves well, and he's just too big. Size matters. Usyk will know. The only reason why I don't say that Usyk will get knocked out is because I believe him to be resilient and tough, and he will do whatever it takes to see the final bell. And Fury is not, he doesn't have one punch knockout power either. He could ultimately maybe get a knockout if he puts the right combinations together to the body, to the head, and I can see that happening. But Usyk will see the final bell. He will move the first 4 rounds. Expect Usyk to move around, establish his jab. But once Tyson Fury has timed him and finds out how he's moving and has downloaded the information and cuts the ring off and corners him and starts putting that big body on, Usyk's not going to have the stamina or the energy to launch much of an attack. He will succumb to that. And I predict that Tyson Fury wins a 12-round unanimous decision over Oleksandr Usyk, becoming the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the world that we've had since Lennox Lewis, becoming the third British fighter to capture this title. Of course, the last one being Lennox Lewis. And that's my prediction for this fight. That's not to say that anything can't happen and that Oleksandr Usyk may surprise us all. And he is very capable of employing the game plan that I said earlier. And if he does that well, he could very well win this fight. However, Tyson Fury is intelligent. He knows that he could hurt Usyk to the body. He's long. He's physically gifted. He's talented. He's skilled. and put all that together, I got no choice but to pick Tyson Fury in a unanimous decision. All right. So there you have it, folks. That is your preview, analysis, prediction. That is your fight card for this weekend. Again, May 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. The Zone and ESPN for $69.99. Tyson Fury takes on Oleksandr Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship in the world. You have 3 championship fights on this card. You also have a Sergey Kovalev appearance at light heavyweight and some other good matches here. It should be a good night of boxing. Please be sure to follow me at Substack.com. Look for this logo here. All right. So for all my contact, go to Substack.com. In the search bar, look for No Standing 8 Boxing. You're going to find it. You're going to see the logo. Subscribe. It's free. It's free to subscribe. There's no strings attached. Subscribe, put your email in there, and every time I post new content, you get a notification. You get access to my articles. For Substack.com, you get access to my podcast that you're seeing right now, video, and you get also audio version of this podcast that's tied into Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can also follow some of my work on fightsaroundtheworld.com. It's a brand new boxing website for boxing news and what's going on in the boxing world. Also, WWE, founded by renowned boxing writer Abraham Gonzalez. So you can find an article that I wrote there. If Tyson Fury wins, will he be considered one of the top 10 greatest of all time? I wrote that article. I put some research, some thoughts, and analysis to that article. I list my top 10 heavyweights, and then I'll let you know if Tyson Fury does dethrone one of those top 10 heavyweights, if he's done enough to do so, barring he wins the undisputed championship of the world this weekend. All right. So visit all these platforms, give it a read. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe, follow. I appreciate you all. Enjoy this weekend's boxing card. I'll be watching. And until then, the Bronx Bombers out. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed week and a wonderful weekend.
No Standing 8 Boxing Podcast.